Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 6th episode of Hikaru no Go. And last episode, we entered some little junior tournament, and as a team, we have Kaga, Sui, whatever his name was, and Hikaru on the team. Of course, Hikaru didn't do super well because he didn't really use Sai's help. As a result, he played on his own skill, which has not been fully developed just yet, so as a result, did not do super well. However, he's having fun, which is really what matters, and hopefully he'll improve. But anyway, we're down to our last teammate. I think his game's still ongoing. He has to have his little book as he plays, and I guess we'll see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, play. I do like how it has the little Go stones as part of the title logo. That's really cool. That's probably been there since the beginning, but I just noticed it, so I now pointed it out. You know, there's a shot in the opening of Hikaru running away from Hikari, so potentially there's going to be some drama there. Man, he could scare a small child with that look. Koyo. And here we go. Tsutsui, that's what it was, okay. Only one either. The Beautiful Match. Interesting title. Hopefully the match lives up to it. Okay. No surprises there. Of course he wanted to join. Yeah, his confidence is still kind of shot. Yes, although, you know, humbleness is a virtue, especially in Japan. But that's not quite what's going on there. It really is just a lack of confidence that was damaged because of Hikaru. Huh, I guess match is pretty much about over. I would assume. Just because the board's so full. Which is about as deep as my analysis can go. I guess so. I mean, I didn't really see much of the match, so really can't offer much. Little peace sign. I guess so. A little bit rude, but that's your character. So we do advance. Yes, aren't we incredible? Well, I doubt Hikaru's gonna do any better in this match if he doesn't use size help. I don't have a fan chat to, like, pretend. Maybe you should get one. Don't yell at me! uh... Yeah, have anything more to say about this? That's what I thought. He's pretty fast. Well, that's to be expected as you advance in a tournament like this. Hikaru? Yeah. It's not exactly true, but... I mean, Tsutsui did win his first match. Interesting is never a compliment when you're commentating on someone's playstyle. It's a sparkle. Only the black stones are sparkling though, because those are his. You know, familiar. So that's on the line. Well, if he had known that, he might have used size help. Wow. It's hard to explain. Yeah, you don't need to yell, you're really close to Hikaru, so... Is that going to change things at all for Hikaru? Will he start to rely a bit more on Sai with that newfound knowledge? Because yeah, you probably should have told him that beforehand. That's definitely a conflicted person. Yeah, I think I was able to read the lips to say Sai. You did say that, but it's okay. Don't bully poor Hikaru. Yes, Kuyashi is a good word for it. I think you can. Here we go. Back to our combination. It's pretty cool looking school, honestly. I wonder if Hikaru will end up going here. I would assume so, but... Yeah, now that he's using Sai, it's a bit different. Looks so happy. But it's my book. No, my book. Ah, not the trash can. If only he knew what was going on in his head. So is it pronounced Haze or Haze? I never quite paid attention whenever somebody said it out loud. But yeah, you can definitely tell there's been a change in Hikaru's demeanor, attitude since the beginning of this tournament. It's no longer fun and games for him. Because he actually looked like he was kind of having fun early on, but that's not the case anymore. But yeah, I gotta decide who's who. What color everyone is, I always gotta do that first. It'd be pretty cool if they could go to the same school, because it's pretty fitting for rivals of the same age. Of course he went there too. Yeah, this show does have ghosts in it, so I wonder if that's the one we're talking about. But yeah, Toyo would definitely be interested in that. Yeah, it was a little bit weird. The father trying to steal Akira's rival. I think you would like to. Yeah, can't quite see. There we go, finally he moved. There he is. He was, invited, kind of pushed into it. So exciting. Those long pauses between turns. But at least he's white, White's the best color. Whenever I see Hiraki, I always think Hikari. Okay, don't mindlessly follow orders, try to learn from it, I guess. That's a good idea. That would definitely improve his abilities. That's good. You don't just do what he tells you to do, think about the reasoning behind them, why he's making the decisions he's making, because you'll get a lot more out of it if you can do that. And eventually you won't actually need him anymore. You'll be able to play on about his level without his help. Maybe he can give you some advice here and there, but no longer this whole walkthrough. I do hope he gets to the point where that does become the case. Huh. Yeah, he just... What to say, basically he sacrificed that piece, didn't he? But I don't know the game well enough to really criticize, so I'm not going to. It just surprised me a bit, is all. Akira. I wonder what's going on in his head right now. Has he? Yeah, I mean, he was glowing, sparkling, or something, so... Oh, wow. He actually lost. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. If he was up against them, you know. Well, I think Hikaru might have a better chance. Yeah, he's here too. I mean, I could venture a guess. Don't give up. What? I mean, what, did he make a wrong move or something? It looks like he made a mistake there. Yeah, I think somebody made a mistake. That was a turnaround. There we go. Definitely a good haul there. There we go. Wow, he looks so happy. Just beaming. But he's trying to focus. That makes it 1-1, so he's gotta win. Wow, I got quiet. In a good way or a bad way? Okay, a good way. I'm sure he was very good. But he didn't know he was up against a powerful should go instructor spirit, so. See, that's what you do when, you know, when one of your students loses, you don't yell at them. But he definitely took it hard, though. But somebody had to lose, and this time that was you. Yeah, he's there. He's here too. You watched the whole thing. Well, a lot of it. Title drop. I know. That's definitely some interesting jealousy there. Well, that's good. Seeing some conviction here. Well, good job, team. We won. Okay, it is Haze. I listened that time. I know, right? It's great. I gotta write the winner. No. Oh no. Does that mean we're disqualified? I Not exactly. Well, oh well. You're so close. Oh well. But we did well, so it's fine. It was a beautiful match, so hopefully you felt something. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? I mean, Hikaru? I'd say he is. He's pretty cool. It does, it really does. Well, I think that will change. I think you'll come a long way. There we go. Okay, that was a pretty good episode. There's still a little bit of awkwardness, you know, when you're just kind of waiting the time in between people's turns. I wish they would do something about that. Like maybe have some kind of commentator. I keep saying that, but it really would help those awkward moments. Just something to fill it, whether it's a character monologuing in their head or a commentator or side characters, you know, or in the background saying, "You go, Hikaru, you can do it," you know. I don't know. I just kind of would like something in some of those awkward silences. But it was still a beautiful match nonetheless. Now we get our live action go session. Go, go, ego. Yeah, what's wrong, Sensei? Hikari Sensei. Taisetsu Naruru. Yes. I bet by the end of this, those kids are going to be masters at the game. But yeah, I'll try not to look at the preview. Ugh. Okay, so that was the 6th episode of Hikaru no Go. And this episode, yeah, we finished off our tournaments, our junior high school tournament, which, you know, it is what it is. And Hikaru, he was, you know, not doing super well in this tournament because he's just not as experienced as these other people. That's all it comes down to. However, he learned something. He learned exactly what was at stake here, which they kept him in the dark about. But definitely once you learn about it, Tsui's is that name? His responses made a bit more sense, you know, because apparently a lot is riding on this. A lot's riding on this. The forming a Go club, and also people weren't happy about just how this came to be because you know Kaga's like a shogi and all that. So there's a lot of issues here that Hikaru just didn't know about. And once he did, he had a tough decision to make, and he made it. He decided to let Sai just take the reins, take the wheel. However, he's not doing that mindlessly anymore. At least that seems to be where this is going, because you can just sit back and mindlessly let Sai make all the decisions for you, and then at the end, like, oh, cool, I won. Or you can actually pay attention, try to understand the flow of the game, why he's making the decisions he's making, you know, why his opponent's moves are influencing the way he does, you know, which is called the flow of the game. So going forward, it seems like he's actually going to not like cut off cold turkey Sai's assistance, but it seems like will have some bit of a transitionary period where he lets Sai make the decisions and stuff, but he pays attention. He starts to slowly get to the point where he's like, you know, that's a good move, but why not this move? And he's like, oh, well, that wouldn't be a bad move either, but this is kind of my plan, so that's why I chose this one. It's like, oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, this is a good move. Like, we'll start to get more into that. He'll start to maybe ask some questions during the match about why he's doing what he's doing, maybe start to make some alternate suggestions, maybe get to the point where Sai's like, you know what, that actually would work too. Maybe it's not better than the move Sai was going to do, but it's good enough to where he wants to let, you know, he wants to let Hikaru take a bit more control. Like, that direction works too, so I'll encourage that. So I can kind of see it, maybe something like that going forward, like just as a transition into Hikaru being very much going on his own at some point. I do kind of hope that's how it goes. That'd be pretty cool. Because he is an instructor. You know, Sai's character is a Go instructor. That was a very deliberate decision by the writers, and because of that, he's in a position to really let Hikaru grow, not just, you know, cheat for him, basically. So I'm glad that was a pretty big decision that was made in this episode. Speaking of decisions made in the episode, we also have Akira, who we definitely shown that he's not doing so well after losing to Hikaru the way he did. He's definitely had some confidence shot. Just talking to the principal, like, I'm really not that good. Like, I don't want to disappoint you. I can't. I don't think I can. You know, just very much like that. However, by the end of the episode, I think we got some of that back. He's not a weak person. Akira is not a weak person by any stretch of the imagination. So I think he really got a hold of himself, his convictions here, and is willing to really try to surpass Hikaru, get the God Hand and all that. And yeah, even Hikaru is picking up on that, seeing how much distance there is between him and Akira, you know, without Sai's help, which I do think he can traverse that. I think he can get across that. I think he can get much closer to Akira eventually, and it's definitely something to look forward to. Because I don't really want to see Akira down in the dumps, so it's great to see him really be able to recover like that. And yeah, once Sai took control, though, Hikaru, of course, did much better in the tournament, which is great. However, even though they won the tournament, it didn't really matter that much because they were kind of disqualified. We got to see an X drawn on the board because Hikaru does not go to Haze Academy, so I guess that was a problem. I didn't really think about that. I just didn't think that was an issue, but apparently it was. But yeah, that was definitely a problem. But, you know, we all had fun, I guess, and it was definitely weird seeing Kaga lose, but he was up against like that really top-tier school club, so it does make sense, really. But yeah, that really is about it for the episode. Let me just skim through it real quick to make sure. Yeah. I mean, I could talk about more details about how the tournament went, but not really much point because I don't really have much to say about it. But just, yeah, Tsutsui looked really happy when he won, though, so it just kind of sucked that they got disqualified the way they did. But it's how it goes. It's how it goes. It was a risky move to begin with. But yeah, just it was also really notable just how drastic the change in Hikaru was between early on in the tournament where he was having fun, doing his best, and then he was like, no, there's something important right on this. I gotta go. I gotta use Sai's help. So definitely an enthusiasm, hardcore enthusiasm drop there, which was very noticeable to me. But yeah, also the look on their faces when the cat was out of the bag and they realized what was up with Hikaru. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. So yeah, I think that's about it. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.